I'm one of the program managers on the Power BI desktop team, and
I'm Amanda Koski. I'm another program manager on the Power BI desktop team.
Thank you all very much for coming along. I know first thing in the morning is always a little bit of a challenge, but what we're going to do today is just talk through an introduction to the Power BI desktop and take you through some tips and tricks, some places to go and find more information, and give you an overview of the sort of capabilities that you can expect to find when you start using Power BI. So quick show of hands, how many of you have used Power BI desktop already? How many of you consider yourselves proficient in Power BI desktop? How many of you consider yourselves experts in Power BI desktop? What are you doing here then if you're pretty expert? Okay, so for those of you who didn't put your hands up at any of that point, Power BI desktop is the tool that you're going to use to, it's often the starting place for people when they're using Power BI. It's really the first part of the journey when you're going through the rest of the Power BI stack. Over on the left-hand side, we're talking about the tool that you'll use to connect to data, mash it up from different sources, enrich it, model it, add calculations maybe, and then build visuals and find insights. But it's only one part of the Power BI story, right? We also have the Power BI service, which is the platform for sharing and collaborating and managing all of these reports and dashboards and insights. We've got Power BI Gateway, which is the part that lets you connect back to on-premises systems and set up automatic refresh of data up into the service. And then a variety of tools that you can use for consuming those reports. So whether it's through the web or through the mobile client, or even connecting back from Power BI desktop to a data set that's been published to the service. Power BI desktop is totally free. And I think this is one of the big differences between Power BI and other BI tools that are out there, is that as an analyst, anybody can go download Power BI desktop and get started without paying a single penny. It comes in two flavors, 32-bit and 64-bit. And it's also available, I say two flavors, actually there's probably like 6 flavors really. So it's 32-bit, 64-bit. There's one version for the Power BI service, which is if you're going to publish it to our cloud platform. And there's a different version that publishes if you're going to use the Power BI report server, which is our on-prem version. So just be aware that you're downloading the right one. It also comes in 2 flavors in that you're able to download one as an MSI and one through the Windows Store. So how many of you are using Windows 10? That's possibly not quite as many as I was hoping. Last time I think I asked, we had maybe 80%. I think that felt like 60%. Anyway, if you're on Windows 10 and your corporation allows you to go and download stuff from the store, you can get Power BI desktop from there. You may need to go and ask your IT guys to enable it, and you can get like whitelisted applications that you can get from the store. But the benefits of doing that mean that, A, you get all of the languages in one download. So if you're working across multiple geographies and you're going to be creating reports that maybe get published to people in different languages, you can control that on the fly. And it also means that you get updates pushed to you automatically. So we update about once a month, but we often push out security updates or bug fixes in between those. And if you get the Windows Store version, you'll just get it updated in the background. You won't have to go and re-download it every time. Like I said, we do release it every month, and I'll let Amanda talk about it.
Yeah, so as Will said, we release every single month, and not only do we release every single month, we release a lot of stuff every single month. This is the last 6 months of our releases, and you can see every single month we ship a lot of different reporting features, modeling, analytics, new connectors, improvements to existing connectors, different options for data prep. Across the whole board, you're going to have a huge chunk of updates every single month. We blog about them so that you're aware of all the different changes. If you subscribe, you get a little notification every single month letting you know that there's a new desktop available and here's all the features. And these features aren't just small things. I mean, we do have small improvements like small formatting capabilities and things added, but there's also big updates coming almost every month as well, like printing reports to PDF, bookmark improvements, things like that. We have big updates and small updates across every single month, and we release every single month without fail. I didn't know there was an animation to that slide. Okay, so the desktop covers basically the whole end-to-end flow of creating a report. So the first step is that you need to connect to your data. And we have over 80 plus data sources in a bunch of different databases, Azure stuff, online services like Dynamics or Salesforce. Across the whole board, we have 80 plus connectors, and that's growing every single month. Like I said, we ship every month, and a lot of times that includes a new connector to a new source. And we take your feedback. If you don't see your specific source here in this 80 plus list, you can give us your feedback on what source you're using and you would like to see, and there's a good chance if you and someone else is using that source, it would get added to this list eventually as well. And of course, you can also create your own custom connector as well if you want to connect to something you don't see here. And once you have your data and you put it into Power BI and have a great big model, you can now start creating your reports in the Power BI desktop. And the great thing about Power BI desktop is that it is geared towards exploration. It's just drag and drop functionality, really easy. Just pull fields in, drop them on, you get pretty charts pretty much automatically. And by default, they are interactive. So it's basically a playground for you to go and just explore and find insights in your data just through dragging and dropping. And as you're building out your reports, of course, we have a good default set of visuals, but we know that there are a lot of custom needs, and especially if you're building out beautiful reports that you want to tell a story with, you might want something beyond the basics, bar charts, line charts, all that great stuff. And so we also have a great custom visual marketplace available as well. And so this is a person who maybe is a little more advanced and can do some JavaScript and stuff like that. They can build out their own custom visual and start using it in Power BI. And then a lot of people choose to not only build a custom visual for themselves, but they're publish it up to our marketplace and then make it available for free for all of you to go and take advantage of. And there's lots of great custom visuals in here. There's some that are like improvements on top of the core visuals, like you'll find fancier versions of waterfall charts or line charts that have more functionality than our core visuals do. You'll also find some pretty interesting visuals, like there's an aquarium visual of little fish floating that is really fun. It's my favorite. There's also other partners will build out their own custom visuals, like for example, Mapbox. If you are you use geographical data, you might know of Mapbox. They're a big company in terms of mapping. They build a custom visual so that you can use Mapbox maps in Power BI. And so, the custom visuals go across the board from fun things to, really useful, build on top of what we already have to, big innovative visuals.
There's actually two other custom visuals that I wanted to call out. One is the Visio visual. It was listed as a preview on the last slide. It's actually going to be GAing this month. The Visio team have been hard at work sort of revving that based on some people's feedback. Visio visual is really good in that it lets you take any Visio diagram, stick it into your Power BI report, and bind the shapes in your Visio diagram to data that's coming from your Power BI reports. So you can build, whether it's like floor plans for a store that then you can slice and dice from all the other charts in your report, or a network diagram, organizational hierarchies, anything that you would typically do in Visio. And given the flexibility of Visio as a drawing tool, you can really build anything that you want to with that. It's a really nice kind of jumping off point to go and build some crazy visuals. The second one that I wanted to mention, actually I'm going to mention three. The second one is the Power Apps visual. So if any of you were in my demos on the Monday afternoon session this week, I showed this where you can take a Power App that you've created and embed that in your Power BI reports as well. So you can kind of say, I'm going to be doing some interactive analysis on my data through my Power BI visuals. I find something interesting. I can pass the context of what I'm looking at in that report into the Power App and say, okay, now I want to go and do something based on that. Power Apps will detect the data that was there, the selections that you made, and then you can have buttons and UI to go and take some action based on that.
I've seen some really cool implementations of using the Power Apps in Power BI. Like for example, I saw someone have a Power App that allows you to comment on a data point, and whatever data point you're looking at, they can type in a comment, send it through the Power App into a database, and now that comment is stored. And then they show those comments on a tooltip. Like there's some really innovative stuff that you can do when you start using more of the Microsoft products together.
And the third one that I was going to mention Well, it's not really 3. It's not really the third one, because this is something that lets you produce your own custom visuals, and it's this thing called Charticulator. So Charticulator started as a Microsoft research project. We do loads of work with Microsoft Research. They give us loads of great ideas and great new features that we build into Power BI. And this was actually one that started as an exploration as to how they could build a tool that would help people make custom, rich, custom, flexible visualizations for any type of data. It wasn't specific to Power BI. And these are some of the typical sort of things that they can produce. Let me just show you their website. So they've got loads of samples in their gallery, which is really good because it's a good starting point. But the actual interface for it is this kind of drag and drop surface. It feels a bit like Photoshop to me. You've got loads of controls over the precise coloring and positioning, and you can bind your data to the size of the bars or the rotation of things. When you're working with these ones that are more kind of archy, it's quite complex. There's a lot you can do there, but it means you've got a load of power. But the great thing is that you can export the results of this as a Power BI custom visual. So you can create custom visuals without writing a single line of code. And it means that just as a way to get started building some really crazy, bizarre visualizations of all sorts, you can do it through this kind of drag and drop interface. So really, really nice, nice way if you want to go and extend the visualizations that you get out of the box. So once you've done all of this, clearly the results of these this modeling and reporting that you're doing, you want to go and share this. And really, Power BI Desktop and the Power BI service work hand in hand. The value of BI and finding insights in data is only really exposed when you start sharing it with other people. Keeping those insights to yourself is not particularly helpful. So sharing it up through the service is definitely the way to do it. And we've got a single button to go and publish it. It's that easy to do. And from that point, you can start to enable automatic data refresh. So you can say, OK, every day at 4 p.m. or whatever, go kick off the refresh, and the service will reach down to your data sources and pull in the latest data. We've enabled things like incremental refresh recently, so that if you've got a very large data set, you don't have to pull the whole thing up again every time. You can just take like the latest day's worth of data or the latest slice of data. And then from the service, you can do things like email subscriptions, getting alerts on when data changes. And obviously, you've got all that kind of sharing and collaboration capability there too. So everything's backed by Office 365. So you're sharing with other people within your organization through that. You can also share externally, so you can do B2B sharing too. And obviously, because it's all cloud-based, you can access it anywhere through a web browser or through the mobile device. OK, enough introduction. Let's do some demos. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start off and give you a talk kind of around the connecting to data, pulling data and mashing it up, transforming that data and changing the structure of that data. Then show you a little bit about how you can enrich those models and bring data together, create relationships between that data, add some calculations. And then Amanda will take over and look at some of the visualization and analytic capabilities. Maybe I'll do some of the analysis stuff. I don't know. See how far we get with that. OK, let's talk about that.
7.
OK, we'll see that. Good. OK, so when you first start and download Power BI Desktop, you will find this Getting Started screen. One of the great things this is some of the links here are really useful just in terms of helping you get familiarized with it. And there's a ton of video content. If you go and watch it all, you'll get very fed up of our voices. There's about 130 odd videos up on YouTube that we've recorded over the last couple of years. But there's loads of great sort of getting started videos that can go and help you as well. And some of these useful links as well. Things like What's New, that always takes you to the latest blog, so you can see what's come out in the latest update. And some of the common tutorials and samples as well that you can download. If you've used the Power BI service and turned on any of the samples there, you can download them as PBIX files as well, so that you can play with them in desktop and kind of unpick them, see how we built those. You'll find those on our documentation site. OK, so when you hit Get Data, this will let you choose from all the different data sources that we've got available. So there's kind of all the things that you'd expect, connecting to flat files. One that we launched just last month was our PDF connector. So this is currently in beta, but it works pretty well. So if you've got any PDF files with a table of data in them as well, we can go and just suck that data straight out of those. Things like those kind of semi-structured data like JSON or XML files as well. Actually, Power BI this is one of the hidden gems, I think, of Power BI. The GUI that we give you for parsing XML and JSON files is really, really good. It really understands like the hierarchical nature of those files and those file types and the structures of the records and rows within them. So rather than having to try and manually unpick all of that structure, we do a lot of that stuff for you. We can also connect to a set of files in a folder. And this is really useful if you've got some system that's spewing out CSV files every day or dropping a file into a folder once a month, is that we can just say, OK, go and look in this folder and just dynamically pull in all of the files that are there and then kind of append them together. So if you've got something and you want to have it refreshing and building up this history and pulling in those new files, you can kind of dynamically do it. You don't have to say this file and this file and this file and this file. You can just do it in one go. All the sort of typical databases, SQL Server, Oracle, IBM, SAP. The SAP connectors are something that we've been revving quite a lot recently as well. So if you haven't taken a look at it for a little while, it may be worth going back to that as well. Things like BigQuery as well, some of the other services. And we've got this great native connection that kind of helps elevate some of the Power BI, the other Power BI artifacts that are available too. So if you've got some data that's been published to Power BI already as a data set, I can go and connect back to that and have a live connection to that. So we get this kind of, you create it, publish it once, and then I can have multiple reports connected to that data set. And data flows is something pretty new that we just announced in the last few months. My favorite way of describing Power BI data flows is ETL for the end user. So this is like a reusable set of transformation steps that you can do on your data that happen through the Azure Data Lake. Everything's backed by the Azure Data Lake. And let you set up these kind of reusable transformations that then output a set of data that you can use in Power BI. It's fairly new. There's tons of sessions going on this week about data flows, so you can go and look into some more. We've got great connectivity to Azure as well, as you'd expect. So whether it's SQL data warehouses or things like the Data Lake or Hadoop or HT Insight. And the other thing is that we're not just connecting to these data sources. We're actually connecting to applications as well. So the range of online services that we connect to, like Dynamics or Google Analytics or Marketo or MailChimp or whoever it is, these ones, we're not just saying, let's just go and grab data out of the tables backing backing these applications. We actually have an understanding of the entities and the objects that you want to report on. So if it's Marketo, you're going to connect and see some campaigns and leads and that sort of thing. If you're going to connect to, I don't know, QuickBooks, you're going to have accounts and ledgers, and actually we have an understanding of the business entities behind them that make it much easier than you having to go and figure out how do I join these tables, which fields do I need, et cetera, et cetera. And there's even another category for other stuff. You can always fall back to ODBC and OLADB if we don't have a native connector for it. Or as Amanda mentioned before, there is a custom connector framework, so you can go and write your own. One last one I want to point out, which is another little hidden gem, is our web connectors. So if you've got an API that you're connecting to that returns JSON, this is really good. Like I said, the GUI for extracting files out of the JSON, extracting information out of a JSON file is really good. But we also have, when you're connecting to web pages, a really good UI for, let me just find something, a really good UI for scraping data off web pages. So if we go to Rotten Tomatoes, for example. Do you want to know Rotten Tomatoes? This is like a movie review site. I have to try and find the best page. This one I think is good. So here's a set of data, or a set of information in a web page. So I've got things like the name of the movie. I get the scores that it's been given. Actually, let's use this top box office. So I get two sets of scores. I've got the Rotten Tomatoes score and then also this other 52%. I forget which one that is. But when I put that in here, Power BI will go and retrieve that web page and rather than having to go and like parse through the HTML structure of the page and figure out which bits of the page I want to go and get, which elements on it I want to find, I can just give Power BI some examples to say, right, this is the information that I want. So I've got an option here to add table using examples. And internet being what it is, it may take a second or two. Come on. Okay, there we go. So now I can find the bit of information that I'm interested in. So the first film here is called The Clock with Clock in its Walls. Sorry, The House with the Clock in its Walls. The House. And you see as I start typing, it gives me suggestions of the bits, the elements of the page that it's found. So The House with the Clock in its Walls is the first one. Sometimes you need to give it a couple of examples, a simple favor. And now you see it's gone through and it's picked up all of the other movie titles off this page. So that was a 67% rating. And it's found the rest of them, and it had 52 on the second one, 52%. So you see it's being able to find all of the different bits of the CSS style for the web page and pull out all of those different pieces. And the great thing about this is it's totally refreshable as well. So if I tell it to go and refresh this tomorrow, it will go and see, okay, well, the movies have changed, the ratings have changed, but I know where they were. I know which bits of the page I need to go and look at, so it will just go and pull in that data again. So if you ever try and scrape anything off a web page, this is a really, really cool way of doing it. Does that sound useful? Good, okay. Are you all still awake? Good, yes. All right, so that was some of the more esoteric things. I'm actually going to just start with Excel, because everybody starts with Excel. I had an email from an ex-colleague last week, actually. He said, I just got back into Power BI. I remember hearing about it before, and lo and behold, there was a video of you, Will, showing people how to connect to Excel. Just connecting to Excel is the thing that I do all of the time. And he says, this is so useful. This is just the best place to start. Okay, so you'll notice this navigator popped up again. And this navigator experience pretty much happens whatever data source you connect to. So if it's a SQL database, you'll see the tables or the stored procedures or whatever it is that you can connect to. For an Excel file, you see the worksheets, the tabs, and the named ranges and tables and things as well. So we have an understanding of the objects within whatever system it is you're connecting to. But I'm going to connect to our sales table. And you see as I click on them, I get a little preview of it as well. And let's take in our products table and the brand. That'll work. Oops. And you see I've got a couple of options. I can load this data directly. So if I take a look at the preview and it looks like we've got it all right and it's pulling in the right information, I can just load it and start working with it straight away. Or I can hit edit here. And this will take me to our query editor window. And the query editor is really where you do all of the restructuring and transformation of your data as you're bringing it into Power BI. You can also do things like merging here. You don't need to merge and flatten your data. You can pull in multiple tables. And again, this is a really big differentiator between us and, say, Tableau. They make you merge all of your data into a single big flat table. And that can be really inefficient. It can be really overcomplicating things. It's a lot easier to just say, well, I've got these 3 tables that I'm pulling out of a SQL database. I'll just pull 3 tables in and we'll reuse the relationships between them. So here in the query editor, I'll see the queries that I have on the left-hand side. Currently, this is just mapping to the tables from the Excel workbook that I'm pulling in. But I can go and add more queries in here, and I can pull them in from multiple sources if I want to. I can do things like specifying, do I want to load this data or not? Is this just a reference table that I'm using as part of my transformation flow? I've got like folder structures that I can do here if I'm working with really complex models too. And then you'll see across the top in the ribbon, we've just got a whole bunch of different transformations that you can do on this data. Everything from pivoting it around, so if you're pulling in data that's in a kind of crosstab format, where you've got your categories that are going down and years going across the top, for example, you want to pivot that so that the year is in its own column. Power BI is a very column-based model. So we load everything into memory, and we use this column-based engine so things compress really well, and we can do really fast analytics on it. So typically, you want to try and take everything out so your columns are like Each column is the category of things that you want to slice your data by, and then the values, the measures that you want to aggregate. So across here, I've got things like my product name, description. You'll see further over, when we get into the sales information as well, I've got unit price and cost as well. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of different transformations I can do. I can do things like splitting columns up and do text transformations on there as well. So for example, this product name column, maybe I'm going to split that by a delimiter. I can split it by the first space. I could choose, commas or semicolons, whatever it might be. Split that up, so now I've got the brand name and then the product name next to it. So I've got a whole bunch of ways I can split things up. I can reformat text, so lowercase, uppercase, clean stuff up like that. And I can do some statistical and numerical transformations on this as well. So whether it's things like adding two columns together or simple calculations like that, or doing things like modulos or whatever, we can add index columns, all sorts of things that you might want to do onto this data. You can also, if you're so inclined, you can apply R scripts or Python scripts to your data too. So we've got any, I hate to say it, have we got any data scientists in the room? We haven't. Oh, wow. I expected a couple of people to put their hands up. So if you want to get into R and Python and the like, then you can apply those scripts to your data as you're transforming it too. You can also add your own columns as well. So as well as editing columns as you're bringing it in, you can add your own. And we've got another great feature here where you can specify examples of the transformations, of the results of the transformations that you want to do. And we'll go and figure out how to transform whatever it was into that result. So for example, if I wanted to say, let's put in another example here, you'll see I get suggestions as I start typing. So I'm going to do Contoso 512 MB. And you'll see it's figured out, okay, so the way that you can transform that, I'm going to combine the product name column and the first 5 letters from the product key and 2 megabytes. I don't quite know what it's doing there. If it doesn't quite get it right, you can go and adjust it as well. So this one's wrong. Actually, what I wanted was the first bit of the product name column. Okay, so now it's gone through and it's saying, okay, so I'm splitting up the product name and a bit of the product description. You might want to go back and give some more examples to just help the algorithm figure out, okay, what bits of what fields is it that I want to combine together. That column by examples has a whole bunch of different capabilities in terms of understanding like dates and things as well. So if you've got a date column and you know, hey, this date was a Monday, type Monday, and it will go and figure out, okay, so Monday was a particular day of the week, and that corresponds to that day, and it will go and fill it in for the rest of the rows in your data. There's a whole bunch of stuff that can help out with. All right, so anything else I'm going to talk about here? I do want to point out actually just some of those other date operations. This is another thing that I think we do better than some of the competitors too, is dealing with dates here and being able to extract, like just with one click, being able to extract the first day of the month or the last day of the month, or like I said, which day of the week was it? Was it a weekend? Find out where the start and end of the quarter was, and the same sort of things with time as well and duration. We can work with dates and times really nicely here. There's a lot of stuff that you could, like I said, you can just do with a single click rather than having to write some function for it. Just on that, actually, there is a scripting language behind this, something called M, and this is a really, really powerful language if you want to get into it for transforming data. We recently added IntelliSense into this editor, so it's much easier to understand actually what's going on. And if you get something wrong, you'll get all the little red squiggly lines. And certainly when it comes to trying to get the syntax of all the different functions there right, that really helps. But this lets you do all sorts of things, custom functions, you can do loops, you can do references to other queries, all sorts of crazy things. That's for another session. Right, let's load this in now. So once you're happy with all the transformations, you hit close, and now it's going to actually go and pull that data into Power BI. Is it still best practice to keep a dates table? Yes. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you're you're connecting to a data warehouse or something that has a date table, then great, pull it in as well. You can go and create your own if you're getting data from an application or something that maybe doesn't give you a date table. We do kind of recommend, or it is easy enough to go and create your own. Once you pulled your data in, you can start modeling your data and start adding new calculations to it that aggregate data. And you can even create calculated tables at this point. And there's actually a really useful function here called Calendar Auto. Have you got Zoom in? Okay.
No.
Calendar Auto, which will go and figure out, okay, what are all the dates that are available in the data? And I'll build a date table for you based on that range. So that's a nice, easy way to kind of go and build one on the fly. One of the reasons you might do that is if you're pulling in data that's coming from multiple sources and you want to join it together, having a common date table in the middle, like a dimension table in the middle, is definitely best practice. Just on that modeling in general, Power BI does work best, like I said, when you've got things in a very sort of columnar format. But also we subscribe to the kind of the Snowflake star schema approach to data warehousing. So the model works best when you have like a fact table and dimension tables, the things that you can slice by around the side. You don't have to do that, but it is typically best practice. So for example here, I've got a sales table, which is kind of my fact table, and then I've got brand and products table. In fact, actually, I think in this data, it's all kind of lumped into one. The sales table's kind of got everything, and you'll see it just works. On that date table thing, if you do have date columns in your data, we actually behind the scenes, we do kind of attach a date table to your date so that you can work with the hierarchy of years, quarters, months, days as well. So you don't have to build your own date table, but it is typically best practice. Okay. So you can see on the right-hand side down my field list, I've got all those columns that I brought in. And I can just start dragging and dropping and building some visuals. Nice little table, very boring. Or a chart, also very boring. Amanda will show you some much nicer things. But I think the thing that's worth understanding here is, actually let me build another one here. The thing that's worth understanding here is how the different types of data that you're pulling in will behave in slightly different ways on these visuals. So you'll see things like category and class. These are text fields, whereas NSAT and freight, purchased again, sales amount, you see they've got these little sigma signs next to them. Those indicate that they're numeric fields that you can aggregate by. So I'm going to look at my aggregated sales amount by category, or in this case, NSAT. By default, typically numeric fields will sum up, but you may want to change that and say, actually, I want an average. NSAT's like a satisfaction score. So I want to know what's the average satisfaction for reviews of each of the products in this category. And you can change that here within the field well. You can also change the default. If I select something in the field list, up in the ribbon, we've got a whole bunch of different modeling capabilities that I can add here. Things like the formatting of these numbers, and then I've got this thing for the default summarization. By default, the satisfaction score shouldn't be summed up, it should be averaged. A couple of other things on the modeling side. You might want to do things like this. So the country field, for example, you'll see there's this data category. And the great thing about this data category is it gives some hints to the visuals as to how we should treat that field. Now, it turns out that country field represents the country that the product was bought in. So if I go and say that, hey, yep, this is a country, now when I use that, it's going to give me a map. So we have this kind of built-in understanding of what particular fields work best with different visuals. So if I take a categorical field, we'll typically get a table by default. If I take a numeric field, it's going to try and create a column chart for me. If I take something like a date and add it to a visual with a measure, it's going to give me a line chart so that I can see it over time. Yeah, we've got some of that kind of logic built in to start using as well. So you can see we've got some built-in maps as well, big maps. Amanda will talk about some of the other ways that you can visualize this data too. Now, one other thing that you're probably going to do here is start enriching your data with some other calculations as well. So the simple sum and average, max, min, you'll get just out of the box by dragging things onto a visual. But you might want to go and do some more complex things, maybe some ratios or maybe some aggregations at different levels of a hierarchy. Maybe you want to go and pull in like related fields from different tables, etc. you can start adding what we call measures. So measures are the calculations in the Power BI world. You can either click on a table and hit new measure, or up on the modeling tab, I've got a new measure button here. And the language that you're going to use to write these measures is called DAX, Data Analysis Expressions. There are not any sessions at Ignite about DAX, but if you go back and watch the recordings from the Microsoft Business Applications Summit that we did in July, there's a bunch of introduction to DAX sessions there. DAX came from the Excel language, came from the Excel world. And so the syntax is very similar to Excel. I've got functions like sum, and then I can pass in a column name and say, do a sum over the values in this column. I've got some string operations on here as well, so I can take like left to right. I can do things like, I've got mathematical functions like logs or distributions, all the sort of stuff that you'd expect from Excel. But then we've also got a bunch of other functions. People say, yeah, DAX is like the Excel function language on steroids. So I can start doing different things that apply over sets of data. It's not just over a particular cell or a particular column, but an entire range of data. So for example, we have these functions sum x, average x, min x, max x, that say, I'm going to give you a table of data. And I want you to go over that table of data and apply a sum function to it, and then give me the result. So if you're doing sort of like aggregations at multiple levels, so for example, I want to find the average sales at a monthly level, rather than just dragging average a month and then trying to do that through a visual, I'm going to do it in a calculation. I'm going to say, okay, sum it up to a monthly level and then take the average. Let me give you an example. Excuse me. All right, so let's get our date field down here. I'm going to go take the year and the quarter and expand that as well. And then let's take our sales amount. So by default, this is summing everything up. I'll make this a bit bigger as well so you can see. Okay, that's better. So by default, we're going to sum everything up. So the total sales amount at a yearly level, 174, 3 million, whatever, and each quarter as well. Now I'm going to add sales amount again, and this time I'm going to do an average. But what this is doing is saying the average of each individual transaction within that quarter or within that year. Well, what if I wanted to sum it up to a monthly level and then take the average at a monthly level? Well, I can do that in a couple of different ways, and writing DAX is going to be one of the ways I can do that. We also have the concept of quick measures. And these are templates for common business problems like this that generate some DAX for you. So in this case, I'm going to take my sales amount. Actually, I'm going to choose first. Let's do our average per category. You'll see in here as well, we have things like year-to-date. We have year-over-year changes. You can do like running totals, some basic mathematical operations, all sorts. Let's take that average per category. So I'm going to take my sales amount. And I want to know, what was the average at the monthly level? So you can see now what it's done is it's summed up the sales amount to a monthly level and then taken an average. And you can see the DAX as well that was used for it. So it's saying, take an average based on the values at the month level, and the calculation that I want to do first is summing them up. So these quick measures are a really good sort of like jumping point as you start to learn DAX. And I breezed through that really quickly, and I'm aware that most people will have fallen asleep by now anyway. But I just wanted to give you an idea, right? DAX is there. You can do basic stuff. You can do more complex stuff as well. You can do insanely complex stuff if you really want to spend the time learning it. If you do start finding that you're going to do anything more complicated, I'd really recommend this website, sqlbi.com. Have any of you heard of Marco Russo and Alberto Ferrari? Two Italian guys, they're the godfathers of DAX. They know everything there is to know about it. Despite not being on the product team, they're just experts. They have another website called daxpatterns.com, which is a really good reference guide to DAX if you want to start learning that. Okay. Go for it. Quick measures are templates that generate regular measures. That's all it is. Okay, I am going to leave it there and pass over to you.
My turn.
You can make some prettier visuals. because tables are really boring.
Your table is gorgeous. What are you talking about? So Will already basically demonstrated how to create visuals in Power BI. You have your whole set of core visuals here. You can create, so let's say, a scatter chart, and just start dragging and dropping the fields that you want into it. So for example, I want my inset on the x-axis, and I want my likelihood to purchase again on the y-axis. Make both of those an average. That's already an average. And I want to break that down by product ID, so I'm going to put that in the details. And I have a chart. That's it. Drag and drop, really easy to do. You can go if dragging and dropping is a little too much work for you, we also have another great way to create charts in Power BI, which is through natural language. All you have to do is double click on the canvas, and you'll get this nice ask a question box. And all you have to do is type in what you want. So for example, sales amount over time. And now I have my sales over my order date. And that just generated a chart for me. It's a normal standard Power BI chart, but instead of having to drag and drop and know what fields I wanted, all I had to do was ask my question and it gave it to me. And once I accepted that chart, you can see, similar to how quick measures made you a normal measure, the Q&A is a quick way to end up with a normal chart. So now I can go in here and I can continue to modify it. Like for example, instead of having all the dates, I want to switch over to my date hierarchy and drill in. And I can totally customize this going forward. So that's the basics of how to create a chart in Power BI. Like I said, on top of the core visuals earlier, I mentioned that we have custom visuals as well. You can just import those from the marketplace right here in the ribbon. When you click that button, assuming my internet works, it will load in the marketplace for all the different custom visuals. You can scroll through here. You can see a little check mark letting you know which ones are certified, which just means that it's been through a little bit of extra rigorous review by our team to make sure it's up to snuff. And you can see those marked clearly. You can search for whatever you're looking for. We also have a great list of filters here. So you're able to pick in, say the Visio visual or anything that you want in Power BI. All you have to do is click Add, and we'll go get that visual from the marketplace. And then once we found it and added it, you'll see it now right here next to all the other visuals that you have. So then I can just go in and click Insert and start just adding my fields to the visual as well. And it looks just again like a normal Power BI visual. That's all you have to do. So once you have your report, the next thing you're going to want to do is start doing a little bit of extra. I have my visuals here. Now I want to take a step further and start, going deeper in my analysis. And Power BI is great for that as well. Of course, Power BI is all interactive by default. You click on a point, everything cross highlights. You didn't have to do any extra work to go and manually set up this visual is related to this one and what should it do? Should it filter across highlight? Power BI does that automatically for you. You don't have to do any extra work. You can also do some more advanced things, like for example, I have my scatter chart here. What if I wanted to find some clusters in this data? You might do this through, creating, using R or Python if you're a data scientist. But if you're not, like most of you here are not, all you have to do is go to the more options menu and click automatically find clusters. And then you could just hit OK if you just want to accept whatever Power BI is going to do and automatically find the clusters for you. You can maybe specify how many clusters you want to find if you wanted to, and you just hit OK. And now Power BI is going to go through, and we're going to look at the data in your chart, and we're going to automatically find these clusters for you. And once we found them, we'll just add it automatically to your chart. And you'll see that in my legend, we automatically added that clusters field into the scatter chart so I can see the clusters actually colored. And it actually made that as a field in my model. So now I can choose to go and reuse that cluster field in other charts as well. And that's just one example of some of the great features we have in Power BI to automatically find insights. We also have forecasting for line charts. We have, of course, like the average, max, min, all that great stuff. You can also, Will mentioned you can use R and Python in the query editor to clean up your data and do stuff there. You can also use those to visualize your data as well if you need to take your analysis a step further. Once you have all of your nice charts, you can go beyond that and start trying to format them. All the formatting capabilities are in our formatting pane here. Of course, we have the standard stuff like being able to, change the color of something, modify your x-axis, give it a title, things like that. You can do more advanced formatting as well. Like for example, on a table or matrix, you can go and conditionally format. And so I can say, Will, in his table, he took a lot of space by having the sales amount and the average of sales amount, and then whatever the last field he had in there was, he had every single field. Maybe you could compress that by showing one of them and then coloring the other one by that. So for example, I have my sales amount on this column, and I want to color the font color, but instead of doing it by just the same field, which is what we do by default, I instead want to color it by a different field in my model, which is let's go with the average sales amount per month. I select that as the field I want to color by and hit OK. And now it's automatically updating, and now these colors are not based off of the sales amount, but based off of that other field. And so you can do a lot of really cool stuff with this because you can format the table or matrix by any field in your model. You can write, using DAX, some really cool expressions that can be based off of your business logic. So you can say things like, if the sales amount is below this value and we're past this given date, make it red. And you can build in those KPIs into the forming of your matrix. We also have some great ways to just automatically format your report as a whole as well. You can use our theming feature to just spice up your report a little bit. We have by default some different color palettes you can use in Power BI if you don't like I know some people don't really like this greenish color. It reminds them of hospitals for some reason. I don't know. So you can go and you can pick, let's say I want to try this Twilight one, and you select it, and we'll automatically apply that theme to all of the charts that you already have in your report. No extra work in your part, just hit one button and it automatically applies. You can also build your own themes. If you don't like the color palettes we have, you can build your own theme in a JSON file, and we have documentation and videos that show you how to do that. But you can write out your own JSON file that defines not only the colors that you want to use across your report, but you can also take it a step further and define by default what you want for all of the different settings you have for your charts. You can see our formatting pane here has a lot of different options, like tons. It's hard to find what you're looking for sometimes, which is why we have the nice search box. But for all those different formatting capabilities, you can define the defaults in the theme. If you don't want titles on by default, you can go and turn those off for all of your charts. If you want the background page color to be black, for example, you can do that in your theme. You can define all of this, and it makes it a lot easier. Once you build out your report, instead of having to manually go and format it, you can just use theming to automatically format it all for yourself. Another nice feature that we have in Power BI, just my last one, because we need to get back to the deck, but if you want to, you have your analysis and you've done all the work to analyze it, but you never know if you're missing something, or you might have a question about your data that like for example, you want to know why a given point is going down. We also have some analysis built right into Power BI, so I can right click on that point and I'm like, why did this go down? I can go to Analyze and click this option called Explain the Decrease. And we'll automatically run analysis over the data point that you're clicking on and the one before it, and give you suggestions as to why, based off of your data, why it might be going down. So for example, the first suggestion is saying that we had an increase in Litware and Contoso, but our AdventureWorks, Worldwide Importers, and Prosware all went down in terms of sales between those two periods that I was looking at. And we'll give you a bunch of different suggestions. You can scroll through here, and based off of what you already know about your data, you'll probably be able to find the correct answer. Possibly the correct answer to your question. There's different ways you can visualize it as well. we give you a waterfall chart by default for this type of question, but you can also visualize it as a scatter or a ribbon chart or a bunch of different options. And then once you like what you have, you can click the add button. And if I had room on my report, that would have landed a lot nicer. Just delete this. And again, this just adds another visual to your report for you to start using. This is a standard visual. I can go in and continue to format and make it look how I want. And we have a bunch of different questions you can now ask. You can not only just explain the increase or decrease, but you can, across, if you're looking at a bar chart, you can look at, is my distribution different whenever I apply different filters? There's a bunch of different questions you can ask just by right-clicking on a data point and doing that analysis. So that was my demo of creating reports. So jumping back to the PowerPoint, unless you think I missed something.
Nope, that's good.
Okay. Jumping back to the PowerPoint. Oh, yes.
Most of them are. So there are some cases where things aren't. So certainly for the downloadable versus the store version, it's all the same. The on-prem one, we don't enable Q&A, and I don't think the quick insights things are available, are they? Maybe.
I think there's
some of the AI-related stuff is not, but I think everything else we showed is. Custom visuals are.
Then like the clustering and everything
clustering,
is.
all that stuff is. Yeah, I think it's only Q&A and the quick insight stuff that isn't.
So now we're going to move into some tips and tricks for getting started, best practices, that kind of stuff. So first up, getting started. So you've seen a great demo now. You're really excited. You want to take this back to your team and spread Power BI everywhere in your company. You're going to need some good resources to get you going on top of what you've seen today. And we have a lot of great options. The first of which is if you are one of those people who love courses and you want to sit down and have a class and have someone teach you, we have what's called Dashboard in a Day. And that is a training where someone's going to come in or you can go to, and they'll teach you and other people in your company from start to finish how to create a report and a dashboard in Power BI. They'll take a whole day to teach you all of the minute details of implementing Power BI. If you're less of a organized course person and more of a let me kind of walk my way through it on my own time kind of person, we also have a couple of options for you there. That we have both a guided learning and this new thing called Learn. Is it called Learn?
It's called Learn, Microsoft Learn.
It's called Learn. And
launched this week, which is why we're a little bit unsure about it.
And these are both they're courses that you can walk yourself through. So they're like in little 5-minute increments. You're able to walk through like how to build a report or how to build a dashboard, or it can be very specific features like I want to learn more about pie charts for whatever reason. There's like a very short video and description of pie charts, and you can learn about that visual. And they're really great bite-sized chunks, so that if you have an extra 5 minutes between a meeting and you just want to further your Power BI knowledge, you can go and do that there. We also have an EDX course that you can take. So Will mentioned this earlier, we film videos on how to use Power BI. And there's 130 odd videos there that go into a lot of detail. And you're able to take this course, and I think there's some material that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's a certification. So you go watch these videos, they ask you some multiple choice questions, and you get a certification at the end of it. There is also, and actually we don't have it on the slides, there's also a Microsoft certification for Power BI as well, which is the typical sort of multiple choice, or there's a little bit of drag and drop, which of these are available. So you can go get certified in Power BI too.
And if you want to do those videos, but you don't want the certificate, you just want to watch whichever ones are interesting to you, we also have a YouTube channel, which is very active. Members of our team film our own videos. Like I do a video for every single month's release of Power BI Desktop where I walk through in excruciating detail how to use each of the individual features. All of those videos from the EDX course are available on YouTube as well, and they get updated. Of course, if you do it on YouTube, you don't get the certificate, but you can pick out whichever ones you want to watch. We also have live webinars on YouTube as well, where members of the community come up and, or not come up, it's in YouTube, broadcast a bunch of different information on very specific topics that you might be interested in. So these are all great resources for you to use as you're trying to start learning Power BI more. Also, once you have all the, you leave here and you're just like, I just want to get going. I don't want to learn anything. I just want to try and play with it myself. You're that type of person. You just want to jump in. We also have a lot of great ready-made content that you can use to, bootstrap getting going with Power BI. The first of which is that we have a set of samples you can use that are geared towards specific types, like a retail sales or customer service, that kind of stuff. And so there's a bunch of samples on the service that will give you dashboards and reports geared toward that topic that the sample is for. And you can also, like Will mentioned earlier, go and download a PBIX version of those same reports from the samples to play with in Power BI. And you're able to, they get added to your workspace in Power BI service. And so you're able to go in and edit those reports and see how they were made. And you can learn some interesting stuff by exploring those samples. We also have what is called service apps in the Power BI service, and this is, let's say you have GitHub or you are a Dynamics 365 user. You can go in there and you enter in your credentials for whatever account you pick out, MailChimp, Dynamics, whatever, and we will go in and we'll pull in your data and we'll automatically generate a set of dashboard and reports geared towards that topic with your data. So you're able to, just by entering your credentials, you can get to skip all of the stuff we just demoed and go straight towards finding insights in your data just by entering in your credentials. If you need to go a step beyond what the ready-made templates are, you can also use our solution templates. And these are basically geared towards giving you a solution towards a topic. So, for example, brand management. You have Reddit and Twitter and all these different sources you can manage your brand through. You can go in and you'll go through this set of steps basically to pick, like this is my Twitter account and these are all the tweets I need to pull down. And we'll pull them in. We'll spin up an instance for you to store these in a database and then spit out at the end of this wizard flow a PBIX that's connected to this database for you, and you're able to just look at these reports and have a ready-made solution for brand management, or I can't think of another one other than brand management, but there's a bunch on our website, and you get this deck, by the way, and all of those things, the titles here, all click are links, so you're able to just go and click on the solution template, and you'll see a whole list. We have on AppSource a whole list of different solution templates for you to try out.
The same way you would get any deck for any Ignite session. I don't know what that is, but the Ignite website. They're
somewhere on the website. Moving on to past getting started, now you've gotten started, you're starting to become more of an expert. We have some best practice for you on storytelling. These are all, mostly 3 of these 4 buckets are geared towards actual features that we recommend using if you want to take your report to the next level in terms of storytelling. The first is theming, which I already mentioned. It's really important, especially if you have a brand. It's really important to have a consistent theme across all of your different resources. A lot of times marketing will enforce certain colors for your reports, especially if they're going to be published publicly for others to look at. So you can use theming to make sure all of your reports look consistent, have consistent format and consistent color. We also have 2 features that they surface slightly differently, but they're both geared towards the same need, which is being able to allow users to go beyond what they're seeing right in the first high level and take it a step further and drill further in. And that's drill through and report page tooltips. Both of them are, I'm looking at a very specific data point and I need to learn more information. You can either have them use drill through, which would have them right click on that point and take all that filter context at the point they right clicked on and land on another page that you designed with all that filter context flowing through so that they can deep dive onto that data point. Report page tooltips is the same thing, but instead of having to right-click and land on a full page, they'll see extra information hovering on a tooltip that you design. So you're able to design a smaller page, hopefully, and not a full-size page, smaller page, and have that page be shown on hover over a given data point. And both of these are really useful for storytelling because a lot of times you don't want, it's like progressive disclosure, I think is the correct term, progressive disclosure. You don't want to force too much information to the user up front. You want to just reveal things as they indicate that they're interested in learning more. We also have a feature called bookmarks that can be used to tell a story. Bookmarks just basically will save whatever is the current state of your report, what filters are applied, what visuals are visible, all of this, all the things that are included in this view of my report that I'm looking at currently, what page you're on. You're able to create a bookmark for each of those different states. And then what you can do is you can tie them together to create a story. So you're able to, similar to a PowerPoint deck like we're using here, I'm able to create a bookmark for each of the different insights I found in my data and just click through them in an order, either in a presentation or a consumer review report can do it on their own time. And just have a ready-made story ready to go for showing the insights of your report. You can also tie those bookmarks to buttons if you want to have interactive elements. So, like I said, you can hide and show things with bookmarks, and so I've seen people have toggles that switch between a map and a bar chart or a table and a visual representation of the same data, and just have a button toggle that flips between these two views, and having those interactive elements really can help take your report to the next level. And I just explained a lot of features, but without showing them. So if you want to go and see them, that's what the fourth bucket here is, which is our data stories gallery. This is a place in our community where people have used all of these features and others in really, really cool ways, and they've chosen to share that with you. They've put it up publicly on our gallery, so you can go through and you can look at all the different reports there and find some really exciting and cool reports. Then you can go in and dig in and figure out how they've done it, and there's also conversation threads, so you can ask questions like, oh, how did you do this one thing? And then the author's probably going to reply and let you know. Some of them actually even choose to share their PBIX files they use to make it, so then you can even download that and play with it as well. Oh, question? Mm-hmm. Right. We have a feature called RLS that you can use, and so you can define these roles, and you can say this group of people are in Department A and this group of people in Department B, and whenever they view this report in the Power BI service, we will filter the data just to whatever you define for Department A if they're in Department A. I mean, the feature's called... that's up to how you share it out. I mean, if you add them to your workspace, they have access, but if you choose to share it through like an app, or you just share the report through our share button, they won't have edit access, so they can't modify it.
Does that cover more on like the row-level security session?
If there's a session on that, then yes. We also have a lot of documentation available for it as well. Continuing on with storytelling type stuff, I wanted to just include a couple of useful resources for you. Whenever you're building out reports to make them look professional and tell a good story, you also need to have good boundaries and borders and just have everything in a nice grid layout. There's a lot of good tools. This is just one of them called Canva. You can also use PowerPoint or Photoshop if you're a designer to be able to create grids and export them as an image. And then we recommend once you have this nice grid layout, like this one's kind of boring gray boxes, but you can make it prettier, export it as a grid, import it into Power BI as a background image, and then lay your visuals on top of it to create a nice organized layout for your report. It sounds really simple, but you'd be surprised by how much just having a nice grid for your visuals to sit on top of just takes your report to the next level in terms of organization and just visual appeal. If you're like me and kind of lazy and you don't want to do a lot of work to make your report look pretty and be nicely laid out, this is one group of people who do this. There's others online as well, but I really like this one. PowerBI.tips. They have these layouts that you can use, and you can just download them. I'm a big fan of the Sunset one, but you can pick whichever one you want, download it. It's a template, and all you have to do is point the file to your data. It will pull it in, and then you can just drag and drop your fields onto their template visuals. And it's a really quick and easy way to have a report built on your data with just a nice layout. Some of them actually are by default use some of these features like report page tooltips. And like that cool blue one, that is the second one on the list. That one uses report page tooltips and bookmarks in some really cool ways. And so you can use it with your data and also see how they're doing and implement those same features in your own reports as well.
Okay, a few best practices on sharing and deployment and the like. One of the things that people often say is, how do we, if I'm in an organization and I want to define some consistency for all of my report authors, how can I do that? Amanda's already mentioned themes, but we can also use something called Power BI templates. So what you do is you build your report, and you lay all the things out on your canvas that you want. Maybe you use those background grids, etc. Import the themes, set everything up. And then you can export that definition as a Power BI template, PBIT file. That extracts all the data, takes all the data out of the file, and just leaves you with the structure of the report. So it's a really great way to make these kind of best practice templates that you can then send around to any other report authors. The other thing we recommend is, when it comes to collaborating and working on a PBIX file with multiple people, is sharing it through OneDrive. If you save your PBIX files to a OneDrive, two things happen. One is you get all of the check-in, check-out, version control, history, all of that great stuff that OneDrive just enables by default. The second thing is that you can link that straight into the Power BI service. So when you go to the Power BI service, hit Get Data, you'll see these options. Choose the OneDrive for Business, and then browse to the directory to the OneDrive folder where that PBIX file is stored. What that means is that then whenever you make updates to that PBIX file and save them back into OneDrive, Power BI will automatically pick them up, push them out through in the Power BI portal itself. So really useful way if you've got multiple people working on it, and if you're adding new versions to it as well. I kind of mentioned this earlier. The other thing about pushing things through the Power BI service is that once you take one of these models, one of these reports that you've created, and publish it through the service, that data set, that model is then available for other people to create their own reports against. But the modeling's the bit that takes most of your time. I mean, it's why my demo took a bit longer. You try, writing the calculations, getting the data all set up properly. That's usually the lengthy bit. I hate saying this. Building the visuals is the easy bit, right?
I think it just took longer because you talk a lot more.
There is that. But it does mean that when you have lots of... Okay, also, here you go. Also, the people who are building the reports, building the models, there's probably only a handful of them. There's a lot of people out there who will build reports because it's easier. So if you want to divide things up across your team, you have a handful of people building the models, plenty of people out there building reports. And so publishing this model once, when you then go to the Power BI desktop, I showed you can get data from the Power BI service, and then you're just working what we call live connect mode. So the Power BI desktop is just doing the visualization piece. All of the data is staying up in Power BI service, the model's staying there. I mentioned about the Windows Store. If you're not using the Windows Store, if you're not on Windows 10, you can get the MSI version of Power BI desktop and push it out through SCCM or any other deployment tool. We do recommend that you keep everybody in your organization on the same version of Power BI desktop. Typically, we're not backward compatible from month to month, so if somebody creates it using the October version and sends a file to somebody who's using the August version, they won't be able to open it. So make sure that people stay on the latest and greater, or at least make sure everybody in your organization stays on the same level, even if you're not deploying it every month. But we do recommend you do it every month because there's always loads of great stuff that we release.
Like Will just said, and we've said many times, we release every single month with the desktop, so there's lots of it's really easy to, I don't know, get behind. So if you want to stay up to date on all the great stuff that we're doing, the best place to go is the first one, which is the blog. Every single month, I release a blog with all the new features for the Power BI desktop, and I go into a lot of detail on how to use them. That same thing is true for the Power BI service, our mobile apps, the gateway, all of the different groups of PMs. Make sure that they have a blog out whenever release happens to walk you through all the great stuff. There's also blogs that are not just feature releases. So, we announce new webinars. Whenever we have conferences or stuff, information is published there. Other great announcements happen there. So definitely go to the blog. We let you subscribe to it, so make sure you do that. Specifically for the desktop, a great way to just kind of like stay up to date and start exploring what we're doing is through our preview features. A lot of the time, especially for the really big features like report page, tooltips, and bookmarks, we choose to release them as a preview first before we make it generally available. And that's just so that we can, get some early adopters to test it out and give us feedback. And a lot of times we'll add new functionality to the feature based off of the feedback from the preview period before we make it generally available. And so you can go into the options dialog and click all these little check boxes and turn on all the great preview features that we have and start using them in your reports. And lastly, I mentioned this earlier with the YouTube channel, but we do have a bunch of webinars available for you to watch on YouTube. You can go back and see the previous ones, and you'll get, if you subscribe to our channel, which I recommend, you can get notified whenever we go live with new webinars as well. And those are usually not hosted by people on the Power BI team, but by community members who are very active. And in fact, I think they know more than us a lot of the time. And so I recommend watching those webinars. I watch them and learn stuff all the time. So I definitely recommend that. And as you start using Power BI, you're probably going to have some questions. There's a lot of great resources for that as well. If there's a feature that you need that we don't have, you should go to our user voice site, ideas.powerbi.com. Again, there's a hyperlink in here. That's where you should go to vote and suggest on new features. We actively use this to figure out what features we're going to add next. As part of our planning process, we go in and we see what all the top ideas are for each of the different areas of the product, and we really do take in your feedback to define our backlog, so please go and vote on ideas. It's also great for you because if you need something, you can vote on the idea and you kind of subscribed to it from going forward, and as we decide we're going to do it and we'll mark it saying that, like, hey, when is this planned, or when we start working on it, or actually when it's going complete, you'll get notified through an email as all those changes happen, and so you'll know about the feature when it ships. We also have user groups in a lot of different areas, and if there isn't one, you should start one in your area. That's a great way to get tuned into the community on a local level, actually meet people face-to-face who are using Power BI. They're really cool, so I recommend doing that. Of course, if you find a bug or have some kind of issue, we also have a support page that you can go to get support for Power BI. And lastly, we have a very, very active community, not just for Power BI, but for all of the business applications products like Power Apps and Flow and Dynamics. Definitely go to the community. There's a big red arrow for ours, but we have links for all of them here. And it's very, very active. There's lots of MVPs on there ready to answer your questions. If you see someone else that has a question that you know the answer to, please go in and answer it. Our community is great, not just for questions, but for samples and themes, galleries, and all different stuff is on the community. So make sure you check that out as well. And that's it. Please evaluate us.
We've